Hi, this is Mark News from Plant Talk Radio. Thanks for subscribing and listening to our podcast, Your Gardening Questions from Plant Talk Radio. To keep this podcast free, we're partnering with Stoke Seeds. Indoor seed starting is fun, easy, and economical. Now's the time to start your seeds. If you're looking to grow vegetable variety or add a punch of color to your flower garden, review the Stoke Seeds Starting Guide online. You'll find information about soil preparation, moisture, temperature, light, transplanting, and more. The Stoke Seeds website is a complete resource center you need to make your garden the envy of the neighborhood. Get growing with Stokes. Now, today's question.
I've got some tea roots here at an outlet, and they got sprouts on them, maybe 4 or 5 inches long.
Okay.
And I was wondering if it's too early to put them in the ground.
Well, now, let me ask you, in what form are they? Are they dry root in a package, or are they in a container?
No, they're dry root.
Okay. I'm kind of at a loss. I think to put them in the ground where they have put out 5 and 6 inches of new tissue, I think there's too much of a chance of them getting frost killed, or at least those exposed young parts. So I'm going to suggest, if you can, to keep the plants in a container, put them in a bucket, so to speak, or a pail, whatever. And if you will, on each day when it gets above 32, set them out in the sunshine. Now, this I would do in steps, because this young tissue, even this time of year when it's on the cool side, could be burned by the sunshine. It's just like my balding head. If I go out and get too much sun early in the spring, it burns. That's just all there is to it. Same nature of thing can happen to plant tissue. So, in your case, I'd put them in a bucket so they're easy to handle, tub, whatever. I'd take them out, put them on the deck, edge of the driveway, whatever, each day that it is above 32, so that they get sun. That sun, where it will be first, you move them out on the deck that has an overhead, or you put them in the shadow of the garage roof, or whatever it may be, so that they're getting lots of bright light, which will help shorten the growth, the continued growth of those stems, and it will not be as apt to burn them. Then, if the nighttime temperature is supposed to get anywhere near 32, I'd move them back in. 32 is probably safe after they're what I'll call hardened off, but you don't want to let them get anything below 32. This is a good situation you have. It means the plants are alive and well and ready and rambunctious to go, but at the same time, they're not ready to go out and face what could happen, and probably will happen in the near future. Because I think this coming week, the nighttime temperatures are hitting into the high 20s. So that could be very damaging. Now then, don't want to set you up for a whole lot of work, but plants are caused to grow toward the light. Now, I've talked about this before, but in your case, where you already have 4 and 5 inches of new succulent growth, the first bit of sun that hits those plants it's warm enough and et cetera, is going to start to curve those plants. If they're laying down, for example, or they're in the bucket on an angle, the growing tip will try to turn and go straight up and or toward wherever the light source is. So, let's just say, don't hesitate to set the bucket in a different position each day when you take it out or whatever. Turn it a quarter of a turn, just like the compass goes around, so that you don't get all the light coming from one direction and cause them to start growing crooked. It won't hurt them. They just won't look as good this season. So, I'd be very cautious yet, but you have a living thing, and with the treatment as I'm intending for it to be, you're going to save the plants and have a good summer with them.
Thanks again for listening to the podcast. Remember, lose the winter blues and garden indoors. Start your indoor seeding with the help of Stokes Gardening Guide, plus their online articles. For the best selection of vegetable, flower, and herb seeds available, go to stokeseeds.com. Catalogs are still available. Cultivating successful growers for generations.